Welcome back, everybody, to another match in our BPL season, the last one for one of these two teams, potentially. We have got an absolutely insanely important match here tonight between the Plague Doctors and the Pacfellows with some incredible playoff implications. I am joined by Biscuit tonight. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very good. I'm doing very good today. Sorry, Fletch. Thank you for asking. I'm very excited because very few times you get matches that have like grand final stakes in regular season, right? Look at B Group One. So basically, Starstruck, Interstellar, Ducko Demo Drivers, and Gummy Ship are absolutely locked in. There's no way that they don't make it into playoffs. But Plague Doctors and Pacfellows are in a bit of a precarious situation right here. Whoever loses today doesn't make it into playoffs, regardless of if it's a 2-on-1, regardless of if it's a 2-0, they don't make it. Plague Doctors, of course, they find themselves in this situation because David 1 gave them their only win with the biggest Junkrat gameplay of all time in Nepal, and Pacfellows they have been having a bit of a rough patch, Fletch. But I do have to say, Pacfellows, they got a lot of new replacements. This is a whole entirely different roster, so today anything could happen, and it's no holds barred. Everything else on the table. Whoever wins makes it onto playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and then as for the seedings, actually, if Pacfellows wins, they're in, of course, but if they lose, they're out. Plague Doctors, however, there's a couple of ways that this could go. Plague Doctors, if they 2-0, they could actually overtake Gummy Ship for the 4th seed. And if they only hit a 2-1, they're gonna stick around in this 5th seed. So, it is an elimination game, but Plague Doctors maybe also thinking, we want the little bit higher seed, you know what I mean? So, this is honestly, don't let the records distract you. This is absolutely going to be a fun match to sit here and watch. I am super duper excited. But now we are going to take a look at our rosters. Sami Zagatar on the tank for Plague Doctors, Rihanna, Kyojun, and David on the DPS, and Trisky and Donk holding down the backline. Corey on the tank for the Pacfellows, Chimoran, Noodle Touche, and Juicebox on the DPS, Zarachi, Skybeam, and Beam Garden on the support. So what are you thinking of these rosters here, Biscuit?
So at the beginning of the season, we had Creamer and Shimothy playing for Pacfellows, but now they've been replaced by Corey. Corey, absolutely stellar player. One of the best tanks, I would say. You'll see them as Saga in the lobby, so do be ready for that. Chimorin, we've seen them be extremely consistent on characters like Tracer. Just the overall flex supports, putting like God's work on the table. Juicebox, we know them as someone that played in Kitunia League, for example, if you were able to see that in Scrim Club. And Noodle, a little bit of a new face around the place. I'm very familiar with the player. Really good Genji, but we might not see that right now, Fletch, because we're going into Antarctic. And, both of these rosters absolutely stacked. When we have Ryan, Pyojin, Sammy, Trisky, things are about to get serious on the side of the Plague Doctors. And just last week, they gave us one of the most hype matches, courtesy of, Blizzard having a little bit of a moment, crashing their servers. But regardless, let's hope that doesn't happen today. Antarctic Peninsula, Dorado, and Coliseo are absolutely on the table. And in case something weird happens, Nombani is more than ready to go. And I'm just saying, Fletch, I'm nervous. Like, I like both of these teams a lot. I have the pleasure of talking with Ryan, and I know Pacfellows so much. I play with Beam so much, and you have seen them in C League, for example. Also, a really good observer on the side of BPL. So let's see what they are able to do, because whatever happens today, it's the last game for one of both teams.
Yeah, I mean, someone is going home, and their BPL Season 5 is over, and we are getting in to Antarctic Peninsula here. Plague Doctors with the Orisa Rush that, interesting because they're whipping out the new hero Iari. And from the side of Pacfellows, similar Rush, but with the Ramatra May Lucio instead. So a clash of Rush styles. We are going to get into the match here now, taking this high ground Pacfellows already has the advanced position on the high ground. Plague Doctor's hitting a little bit of a rotate juice box, having to play a little safer, getting booped around the corner. Drops into that turret. Immortality Field already gone for Baidong. And now Plague Doctors wants to press the issue. Pacfellows takes the first flip, but this fight is far from over. David already has the Riptire, but Zerachi drops it with that burst weapon that he's got on the Baptiste. Saga and Juicebox finding Sam and David. Trisky finding Saga with that extremely powerful weapon on the Iyari. Trisky finds a second. Chimorin trying to take this high ground away from Trisky. And it pops the captive son. Chimorin able to take down the Baptiste. Trisky falls after doing so much work. Pacfellows finally not comfortable yet. Saga has returned. Rian drops the dragon, finds Chimorin. David finds Saga and Zerachi. And after 45% of one fight, Plague Doctors is going to flip here, and Beam will be the last to fall. Oh my god, neither team wants their season to end here.
Absolutely, and David wanted cleaning up with the Junkrat. You know, we've been seeing, what's it called, on the side of Play Doctors, that sometimes David just picks what he wants and he rolls with it, and honestly, I'm all for it. Like, this Junkrat gameplay is absolutely insane, and Pacfellows does guarantee a lot of percent. Juicebox, look at that, we're gonna use the mortar already, putting pressure on the back lane, not finding a kill, but it does make them play separate from each other. Big window coming in, but that's a big Terra Search right there.
Yeah, we see the Terra Surge come out from Asami, but does not get anything with it. Chimorin finds the first pick onto the Orisa. Joe Baidong taking out the high damaging Bastion. Saga pummeling his enemies into submission, and Pacfellows going to take the point once again.
Right, and just absolutely securing the percentage that they need, right? As we go forward, well, no matter what happens, this could be the last fight, 40%, and if you lose it, you're gonna take too long of a time to really go in and, you know, do what you have to do. Plague Doctors, they have the Riptire, they have the Sun coming up soon, so play it slow, get your ultimates, that's the name of the game. And Saga, with that Annihilation, you want to go fast, because if Plague Doctor gets a Riptire, that's scary, and look at that, we're about to see it.
He has the Riptire ready to go. Oh, but David gonna fall. Chimorin able to take out the Junkrat. Incredible first pick to get rid of that Riptire. A beautiful wall from Chimorin to cut off the escape for Plague Doctors. This is terrifying for the Plague Doctors. They may not even get the touch.
I don't think that they are going to be able to. And Pacfellows just absolutely iron grip hold on the side of this objective. It goes 1-0 with, wait, not really. Lucio gets a touch.
Joe does get onto the point. David taking down Chimorin, drops the Riptire, finding Beam. Sammy, though, finding Juicebox. Zerachi taking down Trisky. Rian falls.
Mortality.
Now it is just the Orisa and the Junkrat on the point. Sammy chasing down Zerachi, doing the best that they can, will not get it. And with that, Pacfellows will take the first map here. An absolute slobber knocker thus far.
It's just so bad here for the side of Plague Doctors. They have no ultimates, they have no resources, and they just absolutely outpaced by the side of Pacfellows. Chimorin with some beautiful, beautiful walls, making it so that the backlane is just never able to have the space, right? Just Sammy is disconnected, and then Saga is raining down the hammer, raining down that pain with Zerachi. Just like beautiful work on the windows, right? So honestly, Pacfellows absolutely deserves that first point, and they put themselves at just one more map. If they can win this one, they are one game away from securing their spot into the playoffs. Play Doctors, they have to step it up. We saw what David One is able to do. They switch onto the Lucio, just speed out their team from spawn, and now that you're playing Orisa, you need to hold on to high ground, Fletch. You cannot let go off of it. You're supposed to be an anchor that is never moving. And David One and Ryan, their job is just to spam. Don't let Saga get comfortable. Don't let Saga have more than 400 HP at a time, right? The shield goes down, but Pacfellows, they just have this high ground secured.
Saga doing something in the player cam. I'm not sure what's happening down there, but Juicebox starting us off here. picked on to Rien. The Hanzo falls first, and now we see Pacfellows wanting to press the issue, but not very comfortable with David One still spamming down that small corridor. Has the Rip Tire, pops the Rip Tire. Can he find anything with it this time? No! Juicebox able to take down the Rip Tire. Pacfellows already at 12%, got that first flip, and this fight is not over yet. Still fighting.
Right, like they keep fighting here. They have the speed, they have everything, but the window, that's the Sun as well.
You see Captive Sun beat to retaliate from Beam. The window out from Zerachi as Joe Badonks will go away. The absolutely terrifying airstrike on to the pylon here. Saga so close, but it's gonna be Rien that finally gets that first pick. The Blizzard out from Chimoran. Saga raining down the fists from Saga. Punch, but Plague Doctors, they got the flip. Saga bumps off the annihilation.
Oh no.
And now we see Plague Doctors just want to clean this up, but it's just Sammy, Zerachi, and Beam able to clean it up. And now David One trying to keep the contest going. Zerachi cleans it up, and it is back towards the Pacfellows.
Right, the Pacfellows just secure down this point, and that's a lot of ultimates. Like, they use so much during these fights, right? Like, Pacfellows, they use the window, they use the Blizzard, they use everything that they have, and Plague Doctors, they haven't used the Riptide, but we saw that Zerachi is able to pop it, so this is not a guaranteed team fight by any means. Keep spamming upon this high ground and just keep securing it. Pacfellows needs to play safe, but David One, this Riptide is going to be the decisive factor on if they are able to pick the point, and this is last fight territory, Fletch. Sammy, dangerously low right here.
Here is the Rip Tire let loose.
Oh no!
Finds the Baptiste. Zerachi falls. Rien taking down Goosebox. This is looking great for the Plague Doctors right now. Trisky finding the cleanup onto Saga. Now Rien trying to take down the Frog. A beam falls and okay, that was all right. Yeah, that was Plague Doctors taking the point here. And I mean, Pacfellows have some important ultimates coming up here, and Trisky and Joe Bidonk only with their support ults here.
Right. Well, although they do have the support ults, and they also have the turret surge. We've seen that Sammy, with these turret surges, is able to catch the whole team. And if the Sun hits them at the same time, Fletch, that's a death sentence for your team. It's only 90 damage in order to make that 120 pop just like happen. Right, look at this. Plague Doctors a little bit against the wall, but they have the ultimates. Ryan, big kill on David, gets another on Beam.
David One also throwing that pancake to take down Beam. Only needed the window there for this fight. David One finds the final blow on to Saga. Juicebox does raid out for Joe Bidonk, but now Plague Doctors feeling a little bit more confident as they build up to almost 4 ultimates here. This has 5.
Right, 80% too on the side of Plague Doctor's Fletch, and this is not looking good. David just did so much damage, they're about to have Tire, and it's just a battle of Qs. But I do want to say Dragon's gonna deny so much of this space. They go through the tightest hole in the game, though. Chimoran goes down.
Chimoran falls once again, beat out from Beam. Saga finds David One with the annihilation kills. Trisky pops the Captive Sun. I don't know if they were able to hit anything with it. Sammy cleaning up Zerachi after Zerachi took out Rien. Trisky taking down Beam as Saga punching and trying to find the kills. We see the Blizzard from Chimoran, but Saga is just so low. Able to get back into Juicebox. And David One taking down Juicebox, Rip Tire to take down a Saga. And this is looking like it's going to be a another, I mean, just an absolutely razor close point, and we are going to the icebreaker for the tiebreaker.
Like you love to see the wordplay right there, and I just want to say I think this is just a part of mistake from the Pacfellows, right? We know that that you're playing against like what Hanzo Junkrat, the spammiest comp in the game, and you're going through such a tiny place. You're about to get dragged, you're about to get tired, you're about to get spammed. Like there's no way that you can go through that without being absolutely demolished. And in the end, Plague Dodgers find the best of Pacfellows, and if that game doesn't tell you what you're about to see, if this game in general is not telling you, hey, this is going to be the closest game of all time, I don't know what it is going to do. But Plague Doctors, they are looking really, really comfortable in this Orisa. They are doing exactly what we want. And you know what the thing is in Icebreaker, Fletch? Whoever gets high ground first, or whoever gets the first fight, just have the advantage, because if you're playing Orisa, you're never moving away from there until they invest some kind of big resource to get you on, right? Plague Doctors, Pacfellows, high ground, last game for this map.
Chimorin falling first again. Just has not been able to stay alive since the end of that first map. And now Pacfellows on the back foot, having to run away without their Mei. And I mean, that is about as easy as it could have been for Plague Doctors to take this first flip.
Right, Plague Doctors, beautiful, beautiful pick right there. Once they get one pick, it's almost impossible to win some of these fights in Overwatch 2. That's just the nature of the game. And with David One spamming and the team just taking it face first, you're about to get them tired. 10% of they invest the chart form on the side of Juicebox, but now you have no resources. Beam goes down first, and that's no speed, no fight, and that is another fight won for Plague Doctors before it even started.
I mean, David One throwing these grenades out, spamming so much damage. I mean, sometimes it's just unavoidable, and you know, Beam and Chimorin, I mean, Plague Doctors just have a lot of spam damage and pick potential with the Hanzo and the Junk. But now we see David One with this Riptire in his pocket, wanting to pop it here. Are they going to expect it? Window out from Zerachi.
Oh, that's a big tire.
Here's the tire. There's the Immort. Immort saves Pacfellows. David One able to clean up Juicebox. Chimorin
gets
the
a pick.
trade though. Rian with the headshot on to Zerachi. And
so
booping
damage.
Chimorin away. Saga falls, as does Chimorin. Sammy and Rian able to clean up here, and this is gonna be last fight territory for the Pacfellows. They need to get something done here with this beat, and hopefully they can build to another ultimate here.
And I don't want to be negative. I hate to be said to do that, but Terra Search, Windows, Captive Stun. So much damage that you need to somehow avoid. The team has to play separated, but you also have something going. The Silver Lining, Chimoy is about to have Blizzard, but you need to touch the point. It's a rush to the last fight.
And Bidonk and
that's so big.
Both of their ultimates. Juicebox taking down David One. Rian trades it for Beam. Zerachi taking down his counterpart. The Baptiste, it's gone. For the Plague Doctors, it's just
so
Risky
much
left.
Healing.
The pylon is gone as Saga able to take down Trisky. Rian with the Storm Arrows takes down Juicebox, now being pushed by Saga, but Sammy takes down Saga. Chimorin in trade, taking down Sammy, but Zerachi and Chimorin able to keep it afloat here at 99% for Plague Doctors. Pacfellows has to be immaculate.
Great game, great fight right there, and that is good because they only invested 2 of their ultimates, a big beat and a Blizzard, and now you have their airstrike, you have the Annihilation and the Window, but Plague Doctors are coming back with their own Dragon and the Tire. The thing with this Fletch, they already won so many fights that you can afford to play slow, get your ultimates, and just ultimately win before they have the Blizzard. This is looking advantageous for Pacfellows, but Plague Doctors can definitely have the upper hand here.
Yeah, see Juicebox drop the airstrike, only finding the healing pylon, but Juicebox doesn't need his ultimate to find the picks. Sammy and Trisky fall to the Bastion. David One finding Juicebox with the Riptire. Joe Bidonk able to keep him above water, now at 50% for Plague Doctors. They need just a couple more of those good fights, and Plague Doctors did invest heavily into that one. Already back, Sammy cut by the wall though. Orisa, well known for being incredibly durable, has this Terra Surge.
Oh, the Terra Surge.
Oh, Zaga stayed alive. Zerachi with a perfect immortality field, and Juicebox taking Rian out. Now, Zerachi trying to get rid of that supplemental healing from the
They have the
pylon.
sun here.
The captive sun gets thrown out.
It gets
On to two! On to two! Tresky falls though! And we're at 80%! And Pacfellows, only one fight separates them from taking Antarctic Peninsula. We see Rian trying to be stealthy here. Here's Zerachi. Are they gonna try and make a play here? Zerachi being so patient, watching, able to get the touch at 99. The wick fades away.
The team is
Rand
back,
does
though.
not have the recall any longer. Sammy
Huge
switched
beat.
over to the Ramatra. The Nemesis form has already gone. Juicebox just putting
David
in
one goes down.
damage. Shimoran able to take down David one. Shimoran coming up
Gets the
clutch.
two.
And the clutch finds two. Juicebox takes down Sammy and Joe Bidonk, and the Pacfellows are gonna take map one.
Map 1 for Pacfellows, just holding down to their game. They just don't want to let go, Fletch. You don't want to leave BPL after investing a season, a full roster, and you can see that from the Plague Doctors as well. Both of them playing to the point that it's 99-99 every time. And look at this beautiful play. Just both of these teams have great moments, but ultimately Plague Doctors, they lose the last fight to get that first point, and they get absolutely out tempo towards the end of the game. And if you don't have ultimates, if you don't have the resources, how are you going to win? That is the first win for Pacfellows, and now we're heading to Dorado. Fletch, now is when we find out, will Pacfellows make it with a 2-0 into playoffs, or will Plague Doctors take that second win away from them?
With what we just watched, I don't have a clue, man. I am like, that was actually as close as a map could be. I mean, both teams, obviously making mistakes every now and then, but both teams, making up for those mistakes with even better plays. The Ramatra play from the side of Pacfellows, obviously winning out in the end over the opted Orisa Plague Doctors, but the difference wasn't that big, right? I mean,
Yep.
if I'm Plague Doctors, I'm like, you know what? It sucks that we lost the map. We can no longer, they can no longer take that 4th seed. But if I'm Plague Doctors, I'm like, you know what? This team is beatable. We can still take this series, and we can still head into the playoffs. And they obviously want it because they fought within an inch of their lives to take that map. And I'm excited to see how they're going to respond here in our second map.
Right, and one thing that I also want to highlight, we have a couple of switches lined up, right? So that will affect how they respond, as you were saying. We might have a couple of switches. Look at these tires on the side of David one. Beautiful Junkyard play. I think he was one of the more decisive factors on them almost winning, but you can't get sloppy towards the end, Fletch, right? You need to always be consistent. You need to always be winning those fights, keeping your ultimates up and the comms, right? But the important implication here is that now that Pacfellows has won a map, Gumi Ship secured 4th place. So what does it mean? It's just a battle for 5th. Who is able to make it into playoffs? At this point, it doesn't matter if you're playing against Interstellar or Starstruck or whatever seeding you get. It's just get there. Just don't make this whole thing be for nothing. Don't make it just so like you get eliminated immediately. So all holds are like let go of. Just play as serious as you can. Try to get in there. So now that we have those implications, we need to move on to the next map. I'm not sure if they have some switches lined up, but this is all about the dive, Fletch. Dorado, very, very hard map to play if you're not always on the tip of your toes. You need to be playing the diva, you need to be playing the monkey, and communication needs to be absolutely crystal clear if you want the chance.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Dive, one of those compositions that is super reliant on being able to communicate with your teammates. But we are going to see a couple of substitutions for both teams. Skybeam replacing Beam on the support, and Noodle coming in for Juicebox on the side of Pacfellows. And then for the Plague Doctors, we have Zakatar in for Rian and Pyojun coming in for David 1. I assume that they want to play some more traditional dive DPS, the Genji, the Tracer, the Sombra, whatever they're comfortable on. but I'm looking forward to seeing, especially for Plague Doctors. Like, once again, I'll say it. How are you going to respond? It's a different map. It requires an entirely different play style. So, are you going to take that and make it your own? We'll see.
Yeah, I'm of course like a lot more familiar with Pacfellows, having seen them in scrims, having played with them in ranked, even from production stuff, right? And I do know that when Noodle is going in Fletch, it's all about the Genji. Like a really good Genji, he's been like going through his training, are getting ready to just absolutely decimate the opposition with the Genji. But like now that we have Pyojin and Sakatar, as you were mentioning, a lot of things are going to change. But what is not going to change is the pace of the match. Again, we're going as fast as we can, pedal to the metal, just like high octane action gameplay from the side in this beautiful Overwatch regular season game. I don't know. I think this could go anywhere. But Skybeam is also in for the setup beam. Now that we don't have a need for Lucio Beam, that's like more of his specialty, playing in these rush compositions. Skybeam, not entirely sure what they play. I do know the Pacfellows has been trying out the Ilaria a little bit. We can see some of the Kiriko as well. So anything could happen. And I just want to say some appreciation for this beautiful Dorado music as we head into our potential last map for this game.
It's going to be an absolute banger. And like you said, I've said it before, Overwatch has some issues with, you can complain about the balancing, their art team, their music, it's absolutely gorgeous. Everything looks so nice all the time, and it just makes me happy to think about. But we are getting into Dorado here. Pacfellows opting for the Winston from Saga, and Plague Doctors on the defense with the Diva from Sammy, Zakatar, and Pyojin, holding it down on the Torbjorn and the Genji, Shimon Noodle, Echo, Genji, mirror support lines for both teams.
Right, Plague Doctors are also playing a bit of an interesting composition here, right? They are playing very, very defensively when you have Sammy on Diva because you're not able to kill the backline as easily as you would like to. But they're also betting it all on Trisky and Joe Biden doing a lot of the work, right? Ilaria and Ana, not the most solid of backlines. Why? There's not as much appeal, it's not as easy to just, keep them alive forever, but they do have a lot of poke, and Diva is the next, it's a really, really good defensive temp because look at this, Saga's getting burnt just by Diva being there. So, Plague Doctors looking not to move out of here, and Pacfellows going all or nothing. Shimori, Noodle, and Saga. The dynamic trio diving this backline is what you're going to see a lot.
That's a big ante from the side of Joe by Donk. Forces the Pacfellows to back up, and Zakatar going to start us off here. The first pick of the map on to Saga. Pyojin so low, able to escape the focusing beam of Shimorin. Right now, just both teams playing incredibly patient, waiting. Pacfellows waiting for Saga to come back here. Nano boost
that's a big nano.
Saga. Here it is. Onto the back line, taking down the turrets.
Zakatar goes down.
And Zakatar, the first to fall in this fight. Sammy trades it onto Shimorin, and the nano boost comes out on to Sammy. Now, Idonk under pressure will fall. The captive sun out.
The captive sun is out.
Risky, and not quite gonna be able to find anything with it. Shimorin
Pyojin goes down as well.
On Pyojin, and this should be the cart moving forward. And captive sun out from Skybeam. Is it gonna be enough to take down Zakatar? No,
not enough.
Zakatar able to get away. Skybeam taking down Sammy Noodle onto Trisky, and this is going to be probably the last fight here on the first point. It's
right,
just
but a lot of
Pyojin.
But a lot of time was stalled as well, right? Zakatar tries to contest it, but they realize it's better to set up for last point. And 4 minutes on the time bank, very staggering here from the side of Pacfellows. 4 minutes allows you to do a lot of things. The Primal Rage is used just to not die, but nothing will die on the side of Plague Doctors. It's too hard to break through their backline. Sammy finds Saga, and this is looking really good. They have Torbjorn Molten Core, they have a Blade, and that is really it for the side of the offensive ultimates, but that is more than enough. Pacfellows, they also have a Nano Blade going, so Noodle is going to be the star of the show as soon as that is out.
And we are starting it off already. Sammy, without their mech, already has fallen. Noodle has this
No?
blade and is struggling to get up the wall. I've been there. You know, sometimes it's just a little hard. But now we see Saga in there with Noodle. Noodle slept, knocked off the high ground by the boosters
Oh!
of Sammy, able to stay live, deflect
Oh, Saga goes down.
some of the I can't even
Oh?
for the life of me I can't even remember the name of the ultimate, but reflects it.
Molten Core?
And yeah, Molten Core, there it is. I don't know why, but Trisky taking out Skybeam. Both Iaris have this Captive Sun now, both Anna's with Nano, both Genji's with Blade. Chimoran has the duplicate here. This is gonna be
Oh,
probably...
big anti.
Oh, Zagatar able to take down Chimoran there with the help of Sammy. Saga jumps in, not gonna stay there for very, very long, but now... Ooh,
Oh, another anti.
great anti. A great anti onto Srirachi, and oh my god! It finds both turrets and both supports.
Oh,
Pyogen finds both supports as well! Bomb out from Sammy. Noodle able to take down the Diva. And now it is just Chimoran. Oh, everybody's so low. Zagatar puts down to the turret. Noodle can't get away from the turret. And Zagatar in the afterlife cannot get it. I mean, like, you can't ask for more from your little buddy there.
Right, the turret just doing so much work, and even during first point, Noodle was struggling to get the turret out. You know, some people say Winston counters, but at some point it's just the turret is Genji's most mortal enemy, and that is a beautiful fight for them. But Joe Biden goes down so early. Bad news. You have the Captive Sun though.
But a beautiful anti from Baidong. Skybeam does pop the Captive Sun. Baidong opting to switch to the Brig here. But now we are headed into potentially the last fight on B. We're gonna see Sammy going for the touch. Get slept is already half that focusing beam. Hurts so much, can't be stopped by the defense matrix.
Trisky goes
and
down.
The stun by Trisky will not find anything with the Captive Sun turret trying to return to its former glory. Noodle very, very low. Saga able to save his friend Zagatar there. Saga saving his friend Noodle there from Zagatar. Sorry.
And Pacfellows is also doing a really, really good job of just staggering these kills, right? Black Doctors, they just been overextending and they die before the fights really start. And in Overwatch 2, losing one team member, and that's a death sentence for anything, right? Pacfellows, they already have that blade again, but I do believe that they are going to wait. Noodle is doing so much work on these nano blades, so at this point, just wait, get your guaranteed win fight, and just get your guaranteed team fight, sorry, and just work off of that, right? But Zagatar, they do have Molten Core, and they can deny the space off of the payload. So for now, it's a slow burn fight, Srirachi. Get your nano, allow Noodle to just run rampant in the background. And Black Doctors, brace yourselves for what is about to happen.
Final Rage popped by Saga. Obviously wanted to jump on Joe Baidong there, but the Immortality Field coming in so clutch. Pyogen and the rest of the team able to take down that Winston. Trisky hitting the headshot on Chimoran does so much damage, and I mean now Plague Doctors are in a great defensive position now.
Right. Plague Doctors, they also have the turret search, which I do believe is going to get used to just negate Noodle from going onto the backline. Saga getting dangerously low, but they do have the healing here from Srirachi getting a little too dangerous, but it is fine. Nanoblade is about to happen here, and the airstrike is also ready to use. Like, this is like second to last fight.
Here is the blade, takes down Zagatar and his turret. Chimori blowing up Pyogen. Noodle with the boop on Trisky. Trisky winning the duel with Noodle. Chimoran taking down Baidong, but it probably won't be enough. Now Saga mech so very low, having to play safe, but only 30 seconds on the clock, and Plague Doctors have returned to their defensive setup.
Right, and Noodle now switches off of the Genji. You're not going to get the blade, and dealing with Sagatar's third is also going to be as hard, if not even harder, now that you're on Tracer, right? Pyojin, they do have the advantage because they can pop this ultimate and just strike at Sarachi, strike at Skybeam. One kill, that is it. No support for this fight. And I do believe that we're just going to see Pacfellows grabbing Pyojin here. Look at that. Well, now that DPS is dead, no more pressure onto Saga. No turret form that is about to get them off of their mech, and Sami getting dangerously low. But Trisky, they do have the captive sun, and that is going to be more than enough to put some pressure. Saga does the explosion. They have the remake, and Chimorin finds Joe Biden. No more backline here for the side of Plague Doctors, really. And Sami, they just need to hold down to their life. But Trisky counters Chimorin. So much damage from the Illari. Overtime clicks, and it's about to get them off of payload, but it doesn't. They save it. Noodle finds one. Trisky goes down as well, and this is just a messy fight on point. D-Mech from the side of Saga, and they are not going to remake again. Noodle fights to get the point, but it's too much. 3 people on payload, and that is going to be it. 2-0 for now in Dorado. Pacfellows making it really far into one of the hardest points of the game.
Yeah, you have to excuse me. I don't know what happened. I just cut out for a little bit, but absolutely. I mean, obviously, Plague Doctors end up winning out in the end. But like you said, I mean, Dorado's not exactly an easy point to full cap on any particular day. So I mean, getting that far is absolutely something that Pacfellows can say, you know what, we have our win condition, and it is going to be, not easy to keep that win condition, but they are going to be able to say, we're confident that we can hold to that win condition, you know?
Right, really good job here from the side of Pacfellows. They're able to push it really far. Noodle just breaking the points apart with this Genji play, and I do believe that the backline side of Pacfellows just hasn't been dying, and that's more than enough. You're playing Ana Illari. That one of the things that we did see towards the end, right? We see, for example, the switch into the Brigitte. And when you have a switch into Brig, you're guaranteeing that Trisky or Joe Biden, whoever is on the Ana, is never going to die. But what happens with Illari and Ana, they are going to die, of course. They don't have the peel that Brig has. But so much damage, Fletch. You have to be careful. Plague Doctors, they are going all out. And this is the tournament lives they're playing with. And they choose to do so with Pyojin on the Widow and Sami on the Diva.
Yeah, we are going to see this Diva mirror. The only difference is the hit scan opting to take a Widow and Ashe. Looking at Zagatar now, trying to find an early pick here. Pyojin opting to switch to the Genji now, after not being able to find an early pick with the Widowmaker. An anti on to Sami there. Able to stay up, and it looks like the game is flipped. Saga's demeched, and Plague Doctors is defending on their attack now. So yeah, I mean, Saga big demech on to them, and now Sami going back in. Vidonk taking over part duties. Noodle trying to hit some shots, and Saga falls. That's a big pick.
With Saga down, you have no more pressure from your tank, right? And Plague Doctors have just been able to take over this high ground so beautifully. Look at that. Diana and Trisky are just set up forever. That's an anti, and you have to get out of there. Noodle's going to die here, and Plague Doctors taking over first point in a textbook fashion.
Yeah, Sami going in, taking down Noodle on that Ashe. Getting really close to this self-destruct Noodle. Switching back to the tried and true Genji. Sami still wanting to get aggro here. Pyojin does get antied up, has to play a little bit safer. Saga able to get rid of that.
Trisky has the sun here.
Frisky's pile. Like you said, the sun ready to go for Trisky. Oh, Sami is antied, pops the bomb to stay in the fight, takes down Skybeam.
Oh.
Sami able to, with the Bunny Blaster, take down Zerachi. Skybeam tries to counter with the Captive Sun, finds Joe Bidonk. Sami taking down the mech of Saga. Trisky
Noodle is one.
Taking down the Saga proper. Trisky doing so much work, and this will be a point A capture here for the Plague Doctors.
And Sakatar gets also a really good stagger instead of Chimorin's Tracer. Chimorin, their job is just to get Trisky and Joe Biden scared. They cannot do anything as long as he's alive, right? Because just those flanks onto the backline are so deadly. Pyojin is about to get that blade, but I don't think they will be able to use it without Nano. It would take too long. Their tempo would be ruined. The Pacfellows, they have almost every ultimate here, except for Skybeam Sun, which it did find one, but not more else. If you die to a D.Va bomb, you're going to pay for the consequences. Pyojin, the blade is ready, and a lot of card progress here. It looks like Pacfellows is just guaranteeing this high ground, trying to get the backline off of it.
Sammy now trying to take control of this high ground. Saga in the building there, trying to put some pressure on the Plague Doctors that are super far back, and it's going to be Noodle that starts us off here.
Oh, Noodle.
With two, Chimorin down, Trisky as well. Chimorin cleaning up two, as well as Sammy's mech, and the stagger here, the ever present here in Overwatch since the dawn of the game. The baby falls, and I mean, that's absolutely brutal. An extra 10 or 12 seconds lost for the Plague Doctors.
Right, Sammy's about to get back, however, so if you're on the side of Plague Doctors, unfortunate, really good job from the side of Pacfellows, but they have almost every ultimate flesh, and this Nano Blade is about to be devious. If you're on the side of Plague Doctors, the best thing you can do is just lose the fight quickly, and then do your own Blade. Hope that you're able to win the ultimate war. Oh my god, but Pyojin's dead already!
Yeah, I mean, a beautiful start to the fight here with a great pulse bomb on the Pyojin. Skybeam, a great headshot on to Zach. Saga having to play a little safer, but Mech getting a little bit battle damage there. Able to stay in, get that healing for Skybeam, who is ever inching closer to the captive sun.